Hey everybody, it is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician. If you notice something different, you'll see that the lawnmower is gone. Yay! So the Hustler commercial lawnmower. Now that Hustler, it was a 72-inch wide deck Hustler lawnmower. It had a Kohler V-twin engine, model number CV745, 24 horsepower electronically fuel injected engine. It was fun to work on. It is now gone. I am excited. Now, what does that leave me to catch up with? That leaves me with the ATV, and if you notice, the upper intake on the Dodge. So those are the only two jobs I have left to catch up with. And again, if you follow me, you'll know that these jobs are not jobs that people are paying an arm and a leg for, and they're getting quite a bit amount of work. So that's why they've been here. So as far as catching up on jobs, yep, just the ATV and the Dodge. So that'll be finished up here pretty soon. Not sure which one will be out first, but one of them will definitely be out this week. And then I'll move on from there. In the meantime, I picked up another one. We've got an 89 Dodge Dakota. Now, the owner of this vehicle knows that he's taken a gamble. He's paid me to pull the engine and replace the freeze plugs on it. It does start and run pretty decently. It hasn't ran any more than a minute because it has no coolant in it due to the freeze plugs not being in it. So the story behind it is he bought it the way it is, I guess, sent it to a mechanic shop, sent it to an automotive shop, and they ended up telling him that all the freeze plugs are out of it. And so that's when he was looking for somebody that could pull the engine and just replace the freeze plugs. He admitted that he doesn't even know if the engine's going to run or if it runs good or if it's good or bad, because again, it's only ran for all of a few minutes since he's had it. So that's what I'm going to show you, how to pull the engine. Now, this is a V6. So I'm going to show you how to pull the engine on this. It's carbureted, so it's a little different than most of the things that I work on. But it should be a lot of fun. And pretty straightforward. There's a lot of room to work on. So we'll get moving on this one here in the next day or two also. And we'll see what happens with that gamble. So right now what I'm doing with my ATV today is I'm now preparing everything for reinstallation. And I've got everything here set aside. Just kind of polishing it all up, washing it. It's definitely a lot shinier than when we started. And so to wash these parts, okay, all I do is I soak them in hot water and Dawn soap. Dawn soap works wonders for breaking oil and grease and all that apart and getting stuff clean. So I pretty much just soak all this stuff in hot water with Dawn soap, and that's how I refurbish a lot of this and get a lot of this stuff clean. So I'm just going one by one and getting all this clean. And what we have here is the main problem. It took me a while to figure this out, but I finally figured it out, and then having to find the parts for it, that also, it literally, I think altogether, I figured I waited about 3 months for parts to get shipped in and stuff like that. And so, but what had happened was one of these plungers, okay, and these are hydraulically controlled with oil. All right, one of these plungers and one of these springs inside of the directional clutch had gone bad. All right, and what there was a almost unidentifiable ticking noise inside of this thing, and now I could tell it was coming from inside the crankcase. And what that has caused is you see these bearings for the directional clutch, they sit in here, and now this sits on top of here like so, okay, and then this sits in there, all right, like so, and inside of a teeny tiny hole inside of here is your little piston and your spring, all right? And the combination of oil pressure and that spring is what pushes this out and keeps this bearing where it's supposed to be. Well, if this is not working correctly, then this can slap around back and forth inside of there. And it can make a clicking noise. Now, I had a really hard time finding the parts that I needed, so what I ended up doing was I ended up buying another magneto and directional clutch off of another Yamaha. Okay, and that's this one over here, but the position of the keyway for this one is different than my original. And so I just simply took this one apart, and I took the springs and the pistons out and did all that good stuff there. Cleaned everything up, soaked it in hot soapy water, cleaned it all up, and now I will put it all back together with all good springs and parts and then get it all installed. So that's what you have there. I think next what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my stator apart so I can get all of this cleaned up and all that other good stuff. So let's see what we're going to need here. I think maybe all I'm going to ultimately need is a screwdriver. So I hope everybody that watches my channel and all the newcomers that are watching, I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Still on, searching for the birth parents, so you know, maybe something will come of that. Maybe it won't. You never know. Kids, wife and kids, they're all doing great and all that other stuff. We are having some issues with one of our kiddos in school. And I'll tell you what, we're definitely really learning how incompetent public school can be. Let's see if we have a larger screwdriver. I'm thinking we better. Okay. See if what I want is going to be in here. It is. Now, we'll just take them both. We'll make our own tool here. Check this out. Bam. I really don't want this to strip out. Yeah, I really don't want this to strip out. I wonder if you would be better. Maybe you would. Well, you gotta love it, huh? Okay. I'll tell you, this is a result of somebody installing this a little too tight here. Interesting that I pulled this out. Well, you never know what you're gonna run into here, huh? Can you believe that's in there that tight? Jeez. Nope. Well, that's a wonderful problem. There we go. I got one. Okay. Got two. There we go. Come on. This one's not gonna do it. Is that it? Nope. Only got 2 out of 3. Sounds like my pizza's here, folks, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off and take a lunch break, and we'll see where this takes us.